Hi students, good afternoon. Mm, Can you write present in the chat box? Oh, okay. Somehow Ritu has been removed from the. Yes, somehow Ritu. No, Ritu is joined. Okay. Okay. You're very much punctual students. I like it. Okay. So, Fair 36 have joined, and I hope everyone has written present. We will start. Okay. 35 number is left. ठीक है she'll join again. तो वेल ओके स्नेहा भी छोड़ के जा रही है क्या यार सब छोड़ के जा रहे हैं ठीक है they'll rejoin it. Okay, so fine. So we started with the entrepreneurship and legal aspects last time. The first module, the first module we have started, and we discussed something about what is entrepreneur, and we are left with creativity and innovation, and just the brief about who is an entrepreneur and how it has evolved, and what are the types of entrepreneurs. And entrepreneur, we didn't go into detail. Till that, we have discussed what is entrepreneurship. There are two kinds of it basically, which has been divided into, that is SME, small and medium enterprises, and the innovation enterprises. SME are generally small businesses, medium businesses, generally catering to the local requirements of the region, of the colony, of the city, maximum to the state or to the district, or the maximum to the country. Okay, not to the country definitely, or to maximum to the state. They are small and medium enterprises catering to the uh, uh, local environment. Okay, so they can be very small, can be a hair cutting salon, or maybe a small papad manufacturing unit in a shop, where they are catering to, where they are selling their products locally in that city, in that district. There can be a restaurant which doesn't have a chain, doesn't have a chain properly, just a restaurant. Okay, so that can be there. So their graph looks like.
Harshal is trying to join.
Yeah, Harshad is joined, I guess.
He told me to inform you, that's why.
Yeah, Harshad join नहीं किया. हाँ, join कर दे. See, fine. तो जाते हैं. तो their graph looks something like this. So we have, okay, we have a time axis over here, and we have cash flows axis. So the cash flows initially will increase, and then later on it will consolidate. It will be flat. Okay, so these kind of companies don't involve much of the capital into their business, and they don't earn that much. Their future is not that bright. Okay, we can say their future is stagnant. Okay, as far as the cash flows are concerned. For that matter, the innovation enterprises, they will have a huge capital investment initially, and then they'll have a huge success in their, if the business is going very well, they'll have a huge success, and they'll have huge profits from their business. So initially the graph looks, the cash flows will be negative, so that till they reach the break-even point, it will require some months, some years, and then they'll increase, their profits will increase at an exponential rate. So these are basically two types of enterprises which we have discussed, and this is the innovation enterprises which we will be focusing in this chapter. So it had developed in the early 17th, 18th centuries, Planeta. Then in 20th century, then 1930s onwards, and this word has gained importance, entrepreneur. Okay, so an entrepreneur who starts a business by taking a risk, who has a knowledge to start a business, who can manage a team and has a good leadership ability, has assertiveness in his attitude, and then most importantly, he should have an innovative idea. How this idea is developed, we'll see in the next slides. So the most important thing for an entrepreneur is an idea. Okay, that idea can be developed by many things. It can be developed by looking at someone else, like Netflix. Netflix is a company who has good uh, good establishment in the field of online streaming videos. They have movies and they have a series. They have their own series which are called as Netflix originals. Now YouTube has also copied that. YouTube has also started their YouTube originals, their YouTube series. Okay, so before that, there was Netflix was a smaller company, and Blockbuster was a pretty much big company who were into rental business of video cassettes. So when the technology was changing, Netflix was immediate to adopt that technology of the DVDs, and they started renting DVDs, and whatever the complaints of Blockbuster customers were there, so they catered to all the complaints and they improvised on those complaints by looking at the failure of the blockbusters and the customer complaints of the blockbuster. So because of that, Blockbuster went out of the market and Redbox, again a different company, and Netflix remained in the market. Then we discussed about the functions of an entrepreneur, a decision-making function. Okay, it's a photo of a Walmart. US message. Okay, it's a photo of a Walmart where the decision was to make a parking space such a huge so that the people who are coming in through cars, they can be they can easily visit Walmart and buy stuffs and stuff those things in their car, and they can leave. So if they don't have any parking facility, the bigger the Walmart, there is no use because they cannot park their cars on the roads. So that kind of a decision making ability should the business should have, along with concentrating on what products, what merchandise, which companies to tie up in the entire facility. They should have a idea. Look, it's just like rehearsing how the customer will come and how they will buy what they will buy, entirely rehearsing the things. So we'll have a decision making like that. Then we have management control, where the companies which they are good into, they will focus on that, and they'll do the rest of the thing. They'll give the rest of the thing for outsourcing. Okay, for example, the Microsoft Xbox. Microsoft doesn't manufacture the box and the console. It has been given to Flextronics, and Microsoft concentrate much on the software part of the Xbox. Then the division of income, how the income will be divided properly, how much it will be done for the development, how much it will be given to the human resource, how much it will be uh, re put back again into the business. Okay, how much profit will be put back again into the business to expand it or to grow it. Okay, then risk taking and uncertainty bearing. Definitely a risk taker will become an entrepreneur, because an entrepreneur will not have success in the first go. He might fail 10 times, 100 times. Okay, or else maybe 10,000 times, like Thomas Edison, when he was developing electricity. He was developing a light bulb. Then he found out 10,000 ways not to produce an electricity. Okay, it was not okay. So 10,000 times he failed. Okay, and one time he succeeded. So if they have the risk taking ability and uncertainty that whether our business will work or no, or not, if they have the ability to take risk is in calculated risk. They should have a vision that okay, ये चलेगा या नहीं, ऐसी risk नहीं लेना है. Okay, we are not jumping from building to building by taking a risk. Okay, when even if you are jumping from building to building, we should have a harness hung on our back. Okay, so that if you fall, we'll be saved something. So along with taking a risk, we should have a harness. Entrepreneur should have a harness. के पकड़ एक वायर रहेगा पीठ के पीछे, so that if you fall from one of the building, we'll not lose our life or hands or legs maybe. तो ये functions है entrepreneur के. Okay, and last one is about of innovation. Okay, if innovation is not there, you cannot grow big. Okay, innovation doesn't mean any new product you should bring to the market. Existing product may you can bring in better product. Okay, or better features, better facilities, better benefits. Okay, just an example of an Apple was not into making of mobile phones. Okay, it was totally into computers and laptops and servers. Okay, but These were the companies like Samsung, Motorola, Sony, and Nokia. They were the Nokia was a leader in mobile phones in Indian market. Okay, Samsung, Sony, they were leaders. Motorola was a leader one of the time. Once upon a time, BlackBerry was the leader in the business community in terms of mobile phones. But Apple, when it launched, they also launched a mobile phones, but they launched something new, which was using your palms, using your thumbs, you can operate your mobile phones. You don't need any buttons. Okay, just one or two buttons are sufficient to lock the phone, to switch on the phone, to raise or decrease the voice volume. Just so that was a kind of innovation. So existing product was the mobile phone. They brought in a touchscreen mobile phone, a smartphone. That is an innovation. Okay, split card. Okay, you don't know this, you are not supposed to know this as well. Okay, innovation or risk taking doesn't involve anything which is going on trending. You enter just into the market जो बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है यार, चल हम लोग भी एक ऐप बनाते हैं, जैसे ऐप बहुत लोग बना रहे हैं, हम लोग भी बनाते हैं, ठीक है, तो जो सब लोग कर रहे हैं वो भी हम लोग करेंगे, ठीक है, जो सब लोग कर रहे हैं तुम लोग भी कर रहे हो, बट यू शुड हैव अ यूएसपी, एक्स फैक्टर विच यू कॉल इन बॉलीवुड. यू शुड हैव अ यूएसपी फॉर योर प्रोडक्ट एंड यू शुड हैव अ विजन. एक 10 years के बाद में या 15 years के बाद में मेरा प्रोडक्ट कैसे चलेगा, कैसे दिखेगा. ओके, स्प्लिट कार्ड करके एक ऐप था, एप्लीकेशन था. द बिजनेस ऑफ स्प्लिट कार्ड वाज लाइक when friends are going for in a restaurant, they are ordering few things which are the rates of those things are not same. ठीक है, some might be ordering dish of 200, some might be ordering dish of 150. कोई सिर्फ 170 हो रहा है, किसी का 230 हो रहा है. So it's very confusing when the bill comes how much they need to give. If people doesn't have that change, or they don't have money right now, someone else is giving their money, so who needs to pay whom. So what is happening, so there is too much confusion. Okay, or else a group of friends are planning to go on a trip. So on a trip, there will be equal contribution, because everyone almost will be having or going to same places, visiting same sites. So more or less there will be equal contribution. Or might be non-veg के अलग friends है, उसमें भी दो division है, non-veg वाले अलग order करेंगे, veg वाले अलग order करेंगे, but the bill is coming equal. So there is a lot of confusion whom to give and what amount I need to pay. So because of that, a company called a Split Card made it easy. They all the inputs, they'll put it in a kind of an application, and then that application will tell who which person needs to pay how much and to whom. Okay, but they forgot that we also have calculators, and we also had our brains, which we can easily do it. कौन है? ठीक है, हम लोग भूल गए कि हम लोग के पास कैलकुलेटर है और मैथ्स आता है हमको. तो तो हार्डली 2 or 3 years this year business lasted. ठीक है, they thought they were innovating something. Okay, and they were replacing calculators, but calculators are inbuilt in our minds as well. तो इतना यूज नहीं था. So this went out of the market. No proper innovation has been done, no proper vision was planned. Okay, सिर्फ गुड स्टोरीज नहीं बताऊंगा, कुछ बैड स्टोरीज भी बताऊंगा. Innovation can be in the terms of Uber. The story of Uber goes, there were two people. हाँ नहीं, ये पता है ना मैंने. Okay, we'll go in. We discussed about Nike, which is a company which doesn't have any manufacturing, which doesn't care about selling the business, selling the products. They only care about designing and brand management. So designing of the shoes and making aware of the people, educating the people about their brand. Okay, so that is their main thing. The rest of the things they have outsourced. So an entrepreneur should focus on those things which he or she is good into, and remaining things they can calculate and do it outsource. If the outsourcing is risky, they should do it themselves. Otherwise, they can do it outsource. And this is the slide which we not didn't discuss much. Innovative entrepreneur. There are 4 types basically. ठीक है, अब थोड़ा स्लो डाउन होता हूँ. इनोवेटिव एंटरप्रेन्योर. ओके, एंटरप्रेन्योर के भी टाइप्स हैं. Okay, every time innovation is not the thing. But innovative entrepreneur can be our Uber. Okay, we never had the application for booking taxis through mobile phones, paying money to the taxis through mobile phones. We never had an application which we can track where our taxi is arriving, which we have recently booked, where which route our taxi is taking through the GPS. We never had that opportunity. Okay, so Uber was the company who first introduced that into market. Okay. Every time a fraud calls me when I'm taking a lecture. So Uber was the company or the application which was developed when the two friends could not find a taxi in France, and they developed the idea that we can book a taxi on mobile phones and we can pay and track the taxis on mobile phones. So that's how Uber came into existence. Now, along with Uber, Uber was not in many countries. Uber was just a kind of a test marketing they did in San Francisco, and they launched it in uh, in California. Yeah, I'm getting confused with the city name. Okay, so basically it was there in United States, Uber. Okay, San Francisco में और किधर तो they were test marketing done, and after the successful test marketing, they they tried to capture the entire US major cities of US. Similar, taking the idea of Uber, okay, imitative or adoptive entrepreneur or Ola, which is a kind of a application which was developed by an Indian, taking the idea or the concept from the Uber and developing and implementing it into different market. Uber was operating in US market, and taking that idea from the US market of that company Uber, Ola launched that same kind of business in Indian market. Okay, so these kind of entrepreneurs who take an idea from somewhere else and launch it into different market, maybe in the same market with different strategy, even they are called as the imitative or adoptive entrepreneur. It is not exactly copy paste; it is copy, modified, and then paste. Okay, copy करके थोड़ा सा modification करेंगे, then we'll paste it. That is an adoptive entrepreneur. It totally depends who performs well. It doesn't matter the person who has come first into the market, he'll perform well. ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता. Second आया या third आया तो भी he can perform well. For that matter, I don't know if I have told you this. Free charge करके there was an application developed, which using that application we can pay our bills, we can pay our all the bills, mobile phones के postpaid, prepaid, then electricity bills, then water bills, even the a card which we used to when we used to go to Mumbai. So toll gates pay the cards used to get issued, or recharging of that card also was done through that free charge, paying gas bills. Okay, where the pipeline is there. So free charge was the first application which came into the market and which was known by everyone. It was not that कि किसी को पता ही नहीं था free charge आया है ज़्यादा. Okay, free charge was very well known application, and they started advertisement also. They got huge funding also, but and they were the first ones to enter into the market for that online payment. But Paytm, which is from the 197 communications company, Paytm, which came later on, captured the market, and they captured the customers from free charge using its different services and different kind of advertisement strategies. They captured the customers from the free charge. Free charge is still there in the market, but they don't have a greater market share. Greater market share is acquired by Paytm. Then many came in, as it is a what do you call in economics, free market or perfect competition. Many came in, and all the big companies started their own online platform for payment of their bills. So Airtel has Airtel Money, Geo Money hai. Then Google Pay came into the market. Then Amazon Pay came into the market. Then all the companies started followed through. So an adoptive, innovative entrepreneur, which follows the adoptive entrepreneur, which follows the innovative entrepreneur. Okay. Third one is Fabian entrepreneur. Fabian means they generally don't want to adopt anything. They are not proactive much. ठीक है, आराम से थोड़ा लेजी रहते हैं. ओके, ये मेरू करके है. मेरू was a cab service which वी कैन ऑर्डर थ्रू फोन, ये भी टैक्सी सर्विस जैसे ही है, बट वी कैन ऑर्डर मेरू कैब्स ऑन टेलीफोन, मतलब फोन करके कर सकते हैं, जस्ट नॉट विद एन ऐप बट बाय अ फोन. बट दिस वाज द कंपनी विच वाज वे बिफोर देन ओला. ओला से बहुत पहले था ये मेरू कैब्स. ठीक है, इवन व्हेन आई वाज चाइल्ड आई हैड ट्रैवल्ड थ्रू मेरू कैब्स. तब तो स्मार्टफोन भी नहीं थे वो टाइम पे. Meru cabs were there. Okay, we could call Meru cabs and we can book it. It will come exactly on the time of 5 minutes or 10 minutes before which we have called it. 10 o'clock को बोला 9:50 को आके रुक जाते थे cars. तो ऐसे मतलब it was so what do you say, so convenient for the people. So as and when Ola and Uber started coming into the market, Meru cabs didn't launch their mobile phone facility. मतलब phone कर सकते हैं, but you cannot book on an app. They didn't launch any app. They were very relaxed. कि ठीक है वो लोग ऐप से कर रहे हैं, हम लोग फोन से कर रहे हैं बस. But they didn't recognize that the scenario is changing. Many people are using smartphone. Almost all people were getting smartphones, and they find it easy to book a cab on phone, pay on phone. They can track their car on phone. They can track which route the cab is taking. So there were many facilities which Meru didn't adopt it. So it went. So some this still they are there in the market, but they don't have much market share. Again, Mahindra has bought more than 50% of the shares. So Mahindra is kind of an owner of Meru Cab as of now. They are still working. They are still working on improvising their services, but they were very reluctant and not that proactive to adopt new technology. So Fabian entrepreneur है जो बहुत lazy है, बिल्कुल proactive नहीं है. They don't even adopt what the innovative entrepreneur has done. They are very lazy and relaxed. Okay. Last one is about drone entrepreneur. Drone entrepreneur, I didn't find any example of a car which was related to that. So first innovative tha, this was our Uber, this was our Ola, this was our Meru. Drone entrepreneur, they never adopt. If Fabian se bhi gaye guzre. Okay, drone entrepreneur don't try to adopt. Generally, drone entrepreneur कैसे बंदे रहते हैं? They have their business model. They have become successful in their business model. Now the technology is changing, the scenario is changing, the problems which the people are facing through many products and services, that is also changing. Okay, but drone entrepreneur had succeeded few years back because of their business model. So they are very egoistic. बहुत ego चढ़ गया उनके उसमें कि हम the business model which I have developed, that is the best. My customers will never leave me. That the drone entrepreneur thinks. So that's the reason they don't adopt new technology or new things, and they go out of the market. Okay, I have put a Nokia smartphone over here. Okay, Nokia was the market leader in India, and it went out of the market. It sold its mobile phone division to Microsoft. Yeah, Microsoft. Nokia ने क्या किया था? They had developed their own software, Symbian software. Same like BlackBerry. BlackBerry was also a market leader in the corporate world for their BBM, BlackBerry Messenger. They had their own software. Okay. Android, which was developed by Google, it revolutionized the market by providing open source software. Open source मतलब we'll manufacture software, we'll sell you the software. Google के पास में फोन बनाने का टेंशन नहीं है, Google Pixel, but they don't capitalize much on that. उनको फोन नहीं बनाना है, उनको सॉफ्टवेयर बनाना है. ठीक है, they are kind of a entrepreneur. They are making a selective decision like that, like Microsoft did. Microsoft ने Xbox बनाया था. Xbox का hardware was not manufactured by Microsoft, only the software. So Google Android focused only on making softwares, and they were selling softwares to the companies. So Samsung bought those software, Onida, Zen, Oppo, Vivo, OnePlus. So there are many companies who purchase software from Android, and they developed their own, modified their softwares which they have bought it and put it into their phone. So all the phones which came into the market, which was from the Android. So we had Android market. Now we have Play Store. The name has been changed. So when I had that phone initially, we had an Android market. करके. In that market, we can buy anything. We can download many things by free. Many applications were there. Games were there. Okay, so we were like our phone was connected to the internet where we can buy software stuffs, which was not present in Nokia. They had their own Symbian software. तो वो लोग को एंड्रॉइड खरीद ईगो था ना, हम लोग मार्केट लीडर है, वाई मतलब कुछ तो था, ईगो था. So they didn't adopt the growing technology, and they lagged their own company. Later they had adopted Android, but it was very late. Then they went to Microsoft to develop the technology. Then even that didn't click, so they went out of the market. ठीक है, तो ये टाइप ऑफ entrepreneurs हैं. ड्रोन entrepreneurs ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं टिकते. Innovative entrepreneurs, first thing which they'll come up with product or a service. Innovative, imitative or adoptive, they'll copy the innovative entrepreneurs thing, and they'll develop their own by modifying something. Fabian entrepreneur, they might be there in the market, but they will not adopt the changing technology or the changing behavior of the customer. They'll not adopt to that. Then we have the drone entrepreneur, which almost never adopts, and most of the time they go out of the market. This is somewhat related to your this graph, which is a PLC graph, which you have studied. Okay, these are the innovators. These are the, what do you say, the growth or the early adopters who if okay, don't consider this as a PLC, consider this as the customers. Okay, there are few customers who adopt easily. They are the innovators. Then the first adopters, after the innovators give them the review, they adopt it very fast. Then we have the late adopters who adopt late, kind of a Fabian entrepreneur. जब सब लोग यूज करना स्टार्ट करते हैं प्रोडक्ट, then they adopt it. Then we have laggards. Okay, they don't adopt it unless the product goes out of the market. Okay, you might find some of the people who doesn't use smartphones. Okay, they can be called as a laggards. It is not a bad word, laggard, but it's a word. Okay, any doubts till now? Good morning. Rohini is waiting up. Okay. Yeah. तो ठीक है, कोई डाउट नहीं तो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Yeah, this is the main thing. Okay, again, new thing, again, not part of theory from your subject, but how to get an idea. ठीक है, idea कैसे लेके आए सर जी. तो this is how, मतलब just now I was reacting to some engineering student. To become an entrepreneur, you should have an idea. ये idea आता किधर से? You'll not open up your book, your notebook, लिख के पेन लेके चलो अभी जितने भी ideas आते हैं दिमाग में, I'll just note it down, so that from that idea I can shortlist and I can select one idea, and then I can start a business from that idea. You can do that, not an issue. But an proper idea can be developed by three things. Okay, which I have just shortlisted. One of the thing is your passions, what you are good into. तुमको क्या मजा आता है? What is your hobby? Everyone is studying this. MBA कर रहे हैं सब लोग. सबका different hobby है. In your resumes, everyone will write their hobbies or their interests. What interests you? What are you do? If you have maybe a hobby of painting, then you can keep on painting it. And when you get demands from people that you paint me this and give, I'll pay you, then your art is getting paid. Then you are entering into a business. Then your passion has become your business. तो पैशंस कैसे हो सकता है? a Dropbox is an example of passion, okay, or a problem. Okay, Dropbox का small story. There was a person who was he who had a passion for मतलब into technology. Okay, computers और ये इसके बीच में बहुत उसका passionate. He was very passionate about computers and softwares and all those stuffs. When he had a pen drive, he keep forgetting. He must have transferred something and he forgot the pen drive over there and he went. Then he used to search. अरे pen drive किधर गया यार? देन उधर जाता था, ओके हाँ यहाँ पेन ड्राइव है, देन उधर लेके गया पेन ड्राइव, उधर भूल गया. So because of this, he as he was forgetting pen drives here and there, he didn't remember, okay, where how much I have put in my pen drive, whether all this data which I wanted, whether I have put all the data or I have left some data. Then again he used to plug in the pen drive and see what is the data it is there. And sometimes because of a virus the data will be getting removed. So he was frustrated because of that, and he was passionate about the softwares and all those stuffs. So he developed a kind of a software, okay, wherein the software name is Dropbox. That means if I am having uh, when I started using that, I had a computer in college on my desk. I had a laptop in my home. When I used to work on something about on notes or something like that, so I used to work on in college on that PC. Okay, then that half completed notes or half completed work, I used to take it in pen drive. I used to come to my home, plug that pen drive in my laptop, and continue with that. Then again, the half completed work in my home, I used to paste that thing again in my pen drive, go to college the next day, then plug into my computer and start working. So I need to every time I need to carry a flash drive or pen drive. And sometimes if I forget the pen drive in college, then I cannot do anything at my home. Or if I forget it at home, I cannot do anything in college. तो ये प्रॉब्लम था. So there was a app, okay, called as Dropbox. इसमें क्या होता है, when I am putting something in Dropbox, ठीक है, एक एप्लीकेशन जैसे हम लोग का भी ड्राइव है, गूगल ड्राइव है, उसके पहले से आए. तो ड्रॉप बॉक्स में मैं कुछ डाल दिया, एक फोल्डर और एनीथिंग which I am saving in Dropbox. I have downloaded that application in my PC, and in that application I have made a folder and I am working on that folder. Okay, रियल टाइम में वर्किंग करके सेव कर रहा हूँ ना, that word file will be get saved in that Dropbox application. Fine, just like it is getting saved in computer, it is same thing, it is getting saved in that Dropbox application. I'm coming to my home, switching on my laptop, and that same Dropbox application is there in my laptop also. So I'll just refresh the application, and whatever is there in my college PC, the same thing will appear in my laptop in that Dropbox application. So that is how a Dropbox was developed. जो भी इधर काम कर रहा हूँ ना, on a real time keeps getting updated. Definitely we should have internet to get updated. तो इधर जो मैं काम कर रहा हूँ, it is updating using internet. The same thing if I have in my college, or else if I same thing I go to somewhere else. Okay, if there I have a Dropbox application, so there be Dropbox again, I just need to edit that and I can have my content ready. So by passion I can develop an idea, I can develop through egos. मैं इससे अच्छा कॉफी बनाता हूँ, ये क्या बनाता है होटल वाला, मैं इससे अच्छा कॉफी बनाता हूँ. बिकॉज ऑफ दैट ईगो आई कैन डेवलप एन आइडिया. और थ्रू कंप्लेंट्स, ठीक है सर ये अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, वो अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, बिकॉज ऑफ योर कंप्लेंट्स वी कैन डेवलप सम आइडियाज, और एंड आई कैन स्टार्ट अ आइडिया फ्रॉम दैट बिजनेस एज वेल. ये कंप्लेंट्स था, गूगल को कंप्लेंट्स दिया था. Okay, that if you remember, when we had Google Maps, there was a small blue dot which will tell us to move northwest, and we didn't knew where is northwest. Okay, हम लोग इधर चन्नामा सर्कल पे रुके हैं, and Google map is telling us move straight northwest. चन्नामा सर्कल से हम लोग देख रहे northwest है किधर, first of all. ठीक है, we didn't know how where to move exactly. So what we used to do, a blue dot से थोड़ा आगे जाके देखते थे, अब blue dot आगे जा रहा है या पीछे जा रहा है, which I am on the correct track or I am on the wrong track. तो थोड़ा आगे जाके देखते, अरे नहीं wrong track है, तो उल्टा चलना start. फिर लेफ्ट लेने के बाद में ओके वेयर एग्जैक्टली लेफ्ट, दिस लेफ्ट और द नेक्स्ट लेफ्ट, क्योंकि लेफ्ट बहुत सारे हैं. Okay, so we were getting confused. So that was the complaint that we are not able to easily identify where the road is on the maps and on the real time. जो road दिख रहा है और जो road map पे है, we are not able to judge exactly where and how it. So they made using an artificial intelligence. They made this kind of stuff. Okay, where I can see this in real time. There is a hotel here. I can see a hotel mark in my mobile phone. There is a train station, railway station hai there. So I can see like this in my mobile phone. So it has captured. ये कैसा है पता है? If anyone has seen Stuart Little or कौन सा नाम था उसका, Radcliffe या Cadcliffe, पता नहीं. Stuart Little तो I guess some of you might have seen. Stuart Little
Yes.
है ना. तो स्टुअर्ट लिटिल में क्या होता है, देयर इज अ स्मॉल माउस, इट इज एनिमेटेड. ओके, बट दैट एनिमेटेड वर्जन इज बीन पुट इनटू रियल मूवी, जिधर नॉर्मल एक्टर एक्ट्रेसेस है एंड वन चाइल्ड इज देयर. So that animated thing has been put into a real movie, and everyone is reacting, okay, to seeing that animated thing. Okay, they are literally not seeing that thing, but they are acting like that. सो दोनों का कॉम्बिनेशन किया था, एनिमेशन एंड रियल लाइफ का जो मूवी बन रहा है. ओके, तो बोथ कॉम्बिनेशन किया था. सिमिलरली इन गूगल दे हैव कंबाइंड एवरीथिंग. दे हैव कंबाइंड द सॉफ्टवेयर एप्लीकेशन इधर जो लिख के आ रहा है, एंड दे हैव यूज द लाइव रिकॉर्डिंग और द लाइव फोटो विच वी कैन कैप्चर. ये दोनों मिलके किया है. ओके, तो ये सब बहुत बड़ी बड़ी बातें हो गई. Sometimes these three things, passions, egos and complaints, ये तीनों मिक्स हो जाते हैं. मे बी ये कॉफ़ी बनाना है मेरे को, आई हैव इंटरेस्ट इन मेकिंग कॉफ़ी. ओके, आई कैन मेक मेनी काइंड्स ऑफ कॉफ़ी. मेरे पास टर्किश कॉफ़ी का एक है, कहवे बना सकता हूँ मैं, देन फिल्टर कॉफ़ी बना सकता है, देन नॉर्मल इंस्टेंट कॉफ़ी या मेनी काइंड्स ऑफ कॉफ़ी आई कैन मेक. आई हैव पैशन टू डू दैट. सो आई कैन टेक माई पैशन एंड स्टार्ट अ बिजनेस. और I don't drink tea. ये चाय नहीं पीता हूँ. I don't drink tea. So I have ego that why only tea we get in our college. ये रमेश के बाजू में, रमेश कैंटीन के साइड में एक और मैं छोटा सा टपरी बना के I'll start selling good quality of coffee. I'm bored with the heavy sweetened or very I don't know black coffee from रमेश कैंटीन. मेरे को बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं यार. और वो क्या बनाता है कॉफ़ी, उससे अच्छा मैं बना सकता हूँ. Okay, so I'll set up a small coffee shop just beside Ramesh canteen, and I'll start selling various kinds of coffee. Okay, and at a reasonable price which the students can buy it. So because of that ego, I have a passion to make coffee, but I have an ego that I can make coffee better than him. There might be complaints from the students कि coffee सिर्फ चाय भी अच्छा नहीं मिलता है, कॉफी भी अच्छा नहीं मिलता है. There might be a complaints that coffee we don't get cold coffee in canteen, or we don't get this kind of coffee. We don't, the taste of the coffee is not good. He puts lots of sugar in coffee, or meetha. I don't know, just it is very sweet. Any kind of complaint. All these three things can be together, or two things can be together, or even if one thing. So ये होता है. This is how I'll get an idea. You will not have a book full of ideas, but you will experience something in your life. Anyways, life is so much complicated. तो इतनी complicated life में कुछ ना कुछ experience करेंगे. You will have opinion. As every every boy has an opinion how Virat Kohli should do batting. Which player should go? Which player should be there in the team? Which bowler should ball how? In what way? ठीक है, सबके पास ओपिनियन रहता है. whether they don't know what is happening on the field, ठीक है, क्या उनको सिचुएशन आ रहा है, बट सबके पास ओपिनियन रहता है हर एक चीज का. So similarly, you will have opinion for everything which is in and around happening, or suggestions in and around happening. You can use that and get an idea, and once you get an idea, you should be able to use the opportunity use करने के लिए कैसे करना है, that is what is being taught in this subject. So you will have an entrepreneur innovation if you can do that. वो जो इनोवेट किया है, जो आइडिया आया है मस्त वाला, इफ यू कैन ब्रिंग इट इनटू अ बिजनेस बाय डूइंग ऑल दोज थिंग्स, वो जो बहुत सारे पहले वाले स्लाइड्स में था. ओके, when you have an idea, then you develop the skills of team building, leadership, assertiveness, risk taking, then you can start a business. ठीक है, एक स्मॉल बिजनेस भी, बट विद अ ग्रेट बिजनेस मॉडल इज ऑल्सो इम्पॉर्टेंट. बिजनेस मॉडल क्या है हम लोग नेक्स्ट क्लास में पढ़ते लेगा. बट अभी एक स्मॉल थिंग विच आई वांट टू टेल यू, अगेन अ स्मॉल स्टोरी. कैन एनीवन गेस विच कार इज दिस? नहीं, बहुत डिफिकल्ट है. इट्स नो, ठीक है, इट्स लैम्बोर्गिनी. ओके, एल से स्टार्ट होता है. लैम्बोर्गिनी, लैम्बोर्गिनी, जो भी हो. ठीक है, ये है हम लोग का फाउंडर ऑफ लैम्बोर्गिनी, हु इज हैविंग, हु वाज अ फार्मर हु यूज्ड टू राइड अ ट्रैक्टर. ठीक है, ये लैम्बोर्गिनी कैसे बना है ये बंदे ने. ओके, ये दिस फार्मर नॉट लाइक आर मेनी फार्मर्स का जो रिप्रेजेंटेशन है बहुत गरीब सा है, बहुत गरीब सा है, उसको उसका क्रॉप्स बिक नहीं रहा है ऐसा. वो ही वाज नॉट दैट काइंड ऑफ फार्मर, ही वाज अ प्रीटी रिच फार्मर. ओके, this rich farmer bought a Ferrari and he was using Ferrari for his day-to-day activity. मतलब day-to-day, not in the field but outside. वो किधर ट्रिप पे जा रहे हैं या फिर फैमिली को लेके जा रहे हैं, whenever he is coming to city, he used to use his Ferrari. And he constantly had one problem with his Ferrari. जो gear box था, gear box and थोड़ा सा ट्रांसमिशन में, there was always a complaint. His gearbox had to, मतलब इतना प्रॉब्लम था ना कि he used to take his Ferrari car to the Ferrari showroom again and again, and there was a constant complaint of his gearbox. So he wrote a letter to the owner of the Ferrari that you have not manufactured a gearbox properly. I keep on getting complaints for and I keep on doing repair of your gearbox of your car. So the Ferrari wrote him back, then you are driving a car and you are a driver of a tractor. Okay, how you will know what it requires to manufacture a car. Okay, so you drive your tractor very well and don't complain about your car. करके मस्त वाला insult कर दिया उसका. Okay, so this farmer thought कि अभी insult हो गया. Okay, ego पे आ गया. That three things में से one thing was clicked. His ego was hurt. Then he opened that entire assembly of Ferrari car and he noticed कि अरे this is very similar to tractor, this gearbox. If I could implement whatever I am doing repair of my tractor, जो tractor के बारे में है, same thing I'll put it into my Ferrari car. So he modified himself that car and it was working perfectly fine. Then he thought that I'll manufacture my own brand of car. ठीक है, मैं Ferrari क्यों खरीदूं, मैं खुद ही कार बनाता हूँ. That's how Lamborghini came into existence. He manufactured a car and now Lamborghini is almost a kind of a competitor for Ferrari. Okay, वो story बहुत और लंबा है, but I'll cut it here. Lamborghini, that's how came into existence just because of his ego was hurt. So whether it's about your passion, whether it's about your ego, or you are hearing many complaints, this is how you can get an idea. You and opinions or your suggestions throughout your here and there in your surroundings. Okay, then this things stages in entrepreneur development. ठीक है, हमें से जैसा 147 हो गया, तो we'll do this in the next class. Right opportunity क्या है, how to develop a business plan, determining which resources are required when, and how to manage an enterprise. Okay, so that's all for this lecture. So we discussed यहाँ से basically what are the types of entrepreneurs, how we can get an idea, and Lamborghini. I think, yeah. Okay. in stages hai, then yeah, that's it. Any doubts? For okay, for anything you can just 1 minute. Yeah, Gajan, you can ask. Then I'll tell.
No, sir, no doubt नहीं था. I was about to say no doubt.
अच्छा अच्छा जस्ट लास्ट 1 मिनट के ये था कि क्या था हाँ यू कैन बिकॉज व्हेन क्या बोलो you keep on studying about some companies. Okay, ये company कैसे हुआ था? There is a huge story about how this company was developed, how this product was developed. If I could or else I'll just share you one article which I had written about tea. Okay, tea is not Indian. Okay, और टी से पहले से ही दुश्मनी है चाय से. तो टी इज डेफिनेटली नॉट एन इंडियन ड्रिंक. इट वाज एन adopted, and how the marketing was done of tea in India, and how Indian adopted tea in such a way that it is our cultural heritage now. चाय और इंडियन हो के चाय नहीं पीता है तो बहुत बड़ा इंसल्ट हो गया ऐसे. So I'll just share maybe a article which I have written. So for every product and every company there is a story behind it. So just keep on researching. I'll also tell you a few stories, but you keep on researching. So my next presentation is on the way, okay, which you will be presenting. Definitely not all the people in the class, but few people for first kind of presentation. Okay, first batch of presentation. So it will be something related to that. So keep on just going through which are the type of companies. I see time pass my. Okay, so that's it for today. Chalo then. Nothing you want to ask? And we'll log off. Okay, fine.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome, Ankita.